Thanks for coming tonight to our July meeting. Tonight's meeting is going to be with Colin Rigsby of Sherwood Pipes. Colin's from Texas, and Colin does all handmade pipes. And I'll have Colin will tell you about his line of pipes. Colin?
Thanks for having me out tonight. And I guess maybe I picked the wrong week to be here with monsoon season, but sunny not Florida.
It's always monsoon season in the summer.
Well, you know, in Texas there is no monsoon season. There's no rain, period. But thanks for having me. I've been a pipe maker for about 7 years or so, and over the years I've tried to develop my own style just like everybody else does, but kind of came to the conclusion that traditional shapes were kind of what I was gearing towards. It's my mentality, I suppose. Not to say I won't do an occasional Danish shape or something freehand for a customer or just because I get a whim, but I'm a big fan. I guess that started with my love of Dunhills, and so I've kind of let that help me along in my designs and what I like to make. You know, it all depends. Anybody will tell you with a blast it's a little quicker because there's a lot less handwork involved in it as far as sanding and finishing goes. Anywhere from 5 to 20 hours, just depending on the shape, the finish, the size sometimes dictates that.
Where did you get your briar? Where did you get your briar?
The majority of it's from Mimo.
Where?
Mimo in Italy.
Does it come treated or do you treat it?
I buy it directly from him and I let it set. And I don't do anything, there's no special curing or anything like that. I just let air and time do its thing, which in my opinion is just kind of the way to do it.
You also mentioned you use cherry wood or rosewood?
Well, I've been experimenting some with strawberry burl, which is very similar to briar in that it's just a dense burl type, top of the root system. And that particular bush is much like briar, but it doesn't bear fruit. It's, you say it's strawberry, but it's not like what you're thinking of. And you can take a look at this one. It has growth rings similar to briar, but they're kind of sporadic, so it's not like briar in that sense. And quite honestly, it's not really the type of wood. It's very light. It's very light, and it's not really the type of wood that you leave smooth. It has some unusual looks to it, and I don't know that to me it doesn't appeal to me smooth, but it blasts really great, and it's super light. That's a big pipe, and it
Doesn't weigh it.
it doesn't weigh it.
Same thing as this.
Yeah.
Does it smoke?
Smokes great. Yeah, it really does. I smoked a couple of them before but it's cool stuff. So I will make those occasionally, and that's been a fairly new thing for me.
If it weren't sandless, does it have a nice grain?
No, the grain is all over the place. The rings kind of come and go. It's not like briar where there's like a cross cut and a plateau. It's more sporadic, and instead of like true bird's eye, it almost looks like, to me, like little strawberry seeds. But it's more sporadic and more spaced out. So it really lends itself to blasting. It's not what I'd say pretty wood overall.
What about your bits? Do you make your own bits?
Everything is hand cut. I don't use any pre-molded stuff. I buy the ebonite from Germany. It's all Cumberland or black, and I do use some green occasionally, which is still Cumberland. But I stay away from the acrylic. Now I have made acrylic bits for customers if they request them. I have made filter fittings for customers but primarily the stuff I make just to take the shows and just to make is ebonite and Cumberland.
you commission
I'm sorry?
pipes?
Yes, I do. And as far as commissions go, I try to, my own personal taste and what I like to make follow along the lines of traditional shapes and variations thereof, but I will do the occasional more Danish freehand style, and I will, entertain making anything that somebody sends me. I've made some pipes that I would have never made ever, thought about making for customers, so I don't limit myself in that regards.
How many pipes a year do you make?
25 to 30, depending. I'm not a full-time maker, and that's about all the time I can squeeze out to do it.
What's your favorite tobacco?
My favorite tobacco? Anything with mounds of latakia in it. I really like Smoker's Haven crumble cake. I like. I'm trying Black Mallory from Rat Race right now, and I'm liking that a lot. So if it's got Cyprian latakia in it, I probably will like it.
Colin, where are you from? Where do you live?
I live in a town called Hazlet, Texas. And it's north of Fort Worth, Texas, outside of the DFW metro area. That area is, 4 million people, but I'm kind of out in the country. And I work in my garage. When we built our house 3 years ago, I fit the garage for my shop. So it's what I need, and it works very well for me. I do all my own sandblasting. Everything is in-house. And
Do you do any rustication?
I will, upon request, I will hand rusticate.